tell one person, then they'll spread it to 10 other people or something.
Yeah.
That's the true marketing
When's the
tool.
last one?
We had about 30 people here last month.
Yeah, we had about 30 people for the hike.
I think we had 28, not including Focus. And
Yeah.
So we had like 33 or something.
Yeah. So, well,
That was a
anyway,
good one.
we're in this for the long haul, as far as like making it work. So I hope that it'll grow and people will realize that they really missed something.
Yep.
So I think we should
Go ahead,
probably start. Yeah.
Well, that was Eric. Where do you want me? Right here?
Sure. I can follow you around.
Eric Bradford is our president at Focus, and he called in this afternoon and said, I am really sick. So we said, well, we don't need you here getting everybody else sick, so I filling in real quickly here. I'm Pat Campbell. I'm secretary of Scott Valley Focus. Lisa is here. Cliff Lance in the back. We're all board members. And this is thank you for joining us, by the way. It's great to see you. This is our second stop, look, and listen. Like I was just mentioning, last month was on high cap, and we had a lot of senior citizens in here really interested, and especially in that one because there's so many seniors that aren't that great to get on the internet and see what is available for senior benefits. And so there was a lot of people that were getting her number and signing up for that. So we were very, very pleased with that turnout and the response that we got from the people that were here. These are monthly talks. They're their project, the Scott Valley Focus. Our co-hosts are Scott Valley Resource Center. And she'll be talking and taking over the job of tonight's MC in just a minute. And then we have Scott Valley, the Valley Oaks Community Center here. And Jay is doing a great job with SiskiyouNews.com. Because he's here, we can record these, put them on our website, give the links out. So if somebody shows up at our site and sees, oh, I heard about great thing about high cap, they may stumble on this one. And but the whole idea is to get a place to communicate for the nonprofits, bring help and information about your resources and what's going on happening locally. These talks will be posted on our YouTube channel, like I said, and it's for those that can't attend the benefits. And we heard of some people already that have said, oh, I missed it, and they said it was very good, and went through the whole tape. It was a pretty long tape last time. We're going to have two clipboards circulating. One is here I'm trying to read this off my glasses. There we go. The first is sign-in sheets so we can stay in touch. One of the things Focus really wants to do is to get all the nonprofits and organizations like civic and service organizations, churches, clubs that would benefit from participating in this group where we start knowing what everybody else is doing. We hear that so often around the valley, trying to schedule things. And then they're going, oh, well, I heard that it wasn't going to be that weekend, we scheduled it this weekend. And one of the things that we're really trying to get going is what would you call it? The calendar of events.
Online calendar and resource guide.
Yep. And so that if any nonprofit can just shoot in us an email or a link to what they're doing, and we can post that and keep that updated throughout the year. Jay is doing a great job throughout the county, but we want to specifically get it for the Scott Valley and inform San River what else we're doing here. So just want to say, and now it's time for Christine Griffin, the manager of the Scott Valley Resource Center, and she's going to MC the rest of this, and she's going to introduce all the rest of the speakers. So thank you very much.
I think we're going to go without a microphone this time. I think. Can everyone hear me? All right? All right, perfect.
Is that okay with you, Jed?
All right, so I'm Christine Griffin. I'm the new program manager over at the Scott Valley Family Resource Center, located in Fort Jones on Main Street. For those of you who aren't familiar, we offer services to the community. I always tell people, if you're at home and you don't know where to go, where to find it, who to talk to, or you need something, then you call us, and then we help track down something that you need help with. So it could be your well pump went out, it could be you need food, it could be you need housing. So there's not one thing that we do many things. So just keep that in mind. And I'll share some flyers as we go in between speakers, just so you can know what's going on in the Resource Center in the next few weeks. So our first speaker is Erika Alvarez, a community workforce specialist over at Smart Workforce Center out of Eureka, located in the Goodwill Center.
Thank you. I am Erika Alvarez. I work for the Smart Workforce Center, and like Christine said, I am a community workforce specialist. And I'm going to give you a quick oversight as to who we are, what we do, and how we help our community members. So first, what is Smart Workforce Center? We are a private, nonprofit corporation providing workforce support and services to Northern California. We have been in the community since 1979 with our Shasta office. We brought in Trinity County in 2008, and Siskiyou and Del Norte were brought in 2020. If anybody here remembers STEP and like weed, we took over for STEP in 2020. So how are we funded? We're funded through the U.S. Department of Labor through the WIOA Act, which is the Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act. No expectation for you to remember that. My job is all about acronyms. But it's through the WIOA Act, and it's been around since the Great Depression, and every president has put their own spin on it. So it goes from the Department of Labor to the state of California to our workforce governing board called NORTEC. And we have a 40-year proven track record providing quality services and investing over $40 million back into our communities. So who do we help? We get that all the time. Do I have to be a certain income level? Do I have to be a certain education level? We help anybody. Anybody is welcome to come in and use our one-stop center. We have a computer lab where people can search for jobs, do their unemployment, sign up for CalWorks. We can also help them get resume and cover letter support, so anybody's welcome to work on those or utilize myself to help them improve or create a resume cover letter. We also do interview support, so we can schedule somebody a mock interview with our business service representative where they come in as if it's a real interview and we ask them interview questions and provide some pretty constructive and positive feedback. We also print job necessities, so we have the fancy cardstock paper where people are more than welcome to come in and get 10 copies of a resume, 10 copies of a cover letter, a neat little folder for them to go out into the community and provide those documents to an employer that they're interested in applying for. And we also help people with goal setting, and we provide workshops as well. All of these services are free. Nobody has to prove that they are low income. Nobody has to prove that they're barriered. Anybody is more than welcome to come in and utilize these services. What type of programs do we have? I have to keep this to 30 minutes, so there's not enough time to go over our 10 plus grants in our 4 different counties. So for sure in Siskiyou County, we're managing 5 plus grants. Our 3 core grants are those first 3. So we have a young adult that serves 18 to 24-year-old youth who are obviously wanting to get into the workforce. There are some qualifying criteria for that program. A few of those have never held a full-time job, are experiencing homelessness, or aged out of foster care, or are currently in foster care. We have an adult grant that is really for anybody 18 plus who is actively engaging in their job search and wants to work at a minimum of 35 hours a week. We have our dislocated worker grant. This one's a little bit complicated. There's like a few different ways to get somebody qualified as a DW, but our most common is anybody who is on unemployment insurance or has exhausted their benefits, or was affected by a massive layoff, which SMART considers as 1/3 of their department. So if ABC Vet let go, if they had 10 people and they let go 3 of their staff for whatever reason, we consider that a layoff. It's 1/3 of their department. We also have quite a few different special grants. So one of our special grants is called Prison to Employment. So it's for those who are justice involved and are currently on probation, parole, or any other post-incarceration supervision. So how do we serve our community? We help people with their resumes and cover letters. So one thing that me and Christine have talked on and we're currently partnering with is the way that you apply for jobs is very different than it was 5, 10, 15 years ago. There are algorithms that these agencies, companies, even Indeed is using to basically screen a resume. So if somebody applied to my company and I say, I only want people with these skills and this work experience, it's only going to give me the applicants with a resume that has these certain hot words in that resume. So your resume, there's a good chance that it's not seeing the eyes that you're wanting it to hit. So helping people navigate the new change in their resumes. Our younger people not knowing what a cover letter is, how to write a cover letter, so helping people navigate that. Obviously our interview prep that we talked about earlier. We also have a pretty cool few opportunities for paid on-the-job training, which I'm going to get to later in the presentation. We also provide assistance with ETPL certified programs, which we will go into in just a little bit, and also investing money back into our communities. How do we do that? We do that with one-on-one case management. We have business service reps. So here in Siskiyou County, in the Erika office, I do the career advisor side and the business services side. So I go out to businesses and partner with them to try to fill their hiring needs, help train staff in different areas like basic computer literacy, and help my people get employed in full-time jobs, which could include that business partnership. Pathway workshops, especially for our young adult program. So our young adults get an incentive when they complete workshops, and our one-stop center, which is Christine mentioned in Erika and Weed. So for business services, we also help hold job fairs, in person and virtual. So we just had our Reading job fair 2 weeks ago. It was over, I think, 50 employers, over 70 employers, and over 580 job seekers attended that job fair. We pay for new hire salaries during the training period. You also receive tax credits when employers work with us, and helping those affected with the massive layoffs. So these are some of our more intensive supportive services for those who are enrolled into one of those programs. So in an earlier slide, we talked about our younger adult, our adult dislocated worker in prison to employment. So if you are enrolled into one of those programs, these are some of the services that we can provide, depending on the grant and depending on the need. So the first two are asterisk because those are only for our young adult program. So an incentive for workshop completion, they get a $100 incentive when they complete workshops, and those workshops are centered toward workforce readiness and how to maintain their job. They also get an incentive if they obtain their GED in the program, and I believe that's a $250 incentive. Wow. The other 4 are for any of our programs. So we do transportation assistance, including bike, bus passes, and car repairs. So we can help people get their bike, helmet, and lock. We can also provide a certain amount of assistance for a car repair. For example, we had a youth who was in our on-the-job training program with a mechanic, When he was at work, he did great. The employer really liked him. At the end of his 3 months, our BSR, Chelsea, was talking with the employer to see if it was going to turn into a long-term role. And the employer disclosed to Chelsea that he loved the client, but the client was consistently late in the morning to come to work. And that developed an issue. So Chelsea communicated with the client that the employer wants to move forward in offering him a full-time role. But being late was an issue, and that client told Chelsea that the reason why he was late for work every day was because he had to drive his car in the morning. And he felt really embarrassed to let his boss know that. So we were able to pay for his car battery, and he was able to get that full-time role. We provide financial support for work and interview clothing. If there is a program, our community college here in Siskiyou County is College of the Siskiyous. So if there's a program at COS that is on our ETPL list, which you can find on the CalJobs website. For example, our firefighter program at COS is on that ETPL list. We're able to provide financial support for them to get their gear. So this year we allotted $3,000 for them to get their PT gear, their uniform, their boots, their books, and other required documents. And we also do our paid work experience. So when somebody is active in their job search, this is how we help them be active and also help them gain full-time employment. So with our young adult program, and again, there's no expectation to remember the difference between these paid on-the-job trainings. This is just kind of like the iceberg, right? We have our work experience for our young adults, where if they would like to be a vet tech, actually a teacher, if they wanted to be a teacher, we are working with ABC Childcare, and they are looking for another teacher assistant. We can plug that youth in with ABC Childcare if they interview the youth and think they're going to be a good fit. And we will onboard the youth with our temp agency, and we will pay 100% of that youth's salary for 8 weeks. For our other programs, we have our on-the-job training, where if it was the same situation, somebody wanted to do childcare, teaching something related in that field, working with children, we could place them with ABC Childcare, and the childcare would onboard them and hire them as an employee, and we reimburse ABC Childcare up to 50% of their salary for 3 months. And the goal of those two programs is to get our clients the skills, get the training, the education, and the real life world experience in that career that they're interested in. And again, that is free for the client, and that's also free for the employer as well. As being somebody who was contacted by a BSR from SMART at my previous employment, one thing I kept asking Chelsea was like, yeah, but what's the fine print? No, really, it's really free. Yeah, but Chelsea, what are we all told, right? Nothing is free. But really the fine print that we get you with is you have to give that person skills in the position that you hire them for. If you hire them as a vet tech, they can't only be disinfecting the lobby for 8 hours a day. They have to be getting those skills that are highlighted on the state's website. So we help them with direct placement. So my job as a career advisor is to be looking on CalJobs, EdJoy, North State Jobs, Indeed, the Siskiyou Works County job list, and looking for employment opportunities for my clients and sending them to them via email or text, or during case management, talking about those jobs and applying with them. We also have a one-stop placement board, and also the other side of my job, the BSR side, marketing to businesses to get them to partner with us and help us employ some of our community members. These are just a few of the certificate programs that we offer assistance for. If you go to the CalJobs website and look up the ETPL list, it's like 14, 15 pages of different programs that you can look at. So we have Certified Nursing Assistant, HVAC, barbering, automotive and diesel tech, firefighter. And a great thing about our truck school, we partner with an agency in Reading. That's about like a $4,000 or $5,000 tuition. and we could potentially pay for a majority, if not all of that tuition. This is a little bit about our business services. I don't want anybody to get caught up on the tiers. You don't have to donate or pay a certain amount to get into those tiers. It's really just about your level of engagement that you want from SMART. So like our tier 1, we can post jobs for you. We can send you candidates. We can help you with job fairs. Our tier 2, all of our tier 1, plus presentation of vetted candidates, helping you get that tax credit. If you hire somebody who is just as involved, we can, we let you know about the EDD Fidelity Bond Assistance. And our tier 3 is where you get that paid on the job experience program dollars. Here are some of our employment partners. So the city of Weed actually contacted us about a month and a half, 2 months ago, asking for our help to help them fill a maintenance position. So we actually have a current on-the-job training with them right now for that. We also have a child care in Erika who, again, reached out to us with a client they actually had in mind, and we were able to successfully start the on-the-job training for them as well. So how to enroll a client, it's really easy. I'm in Eureka. My counterpart, Audley Avila, is in Weed. These are our hours. We're in the office from 8 to 5, but since we have to do the BSR side, this gives us enough time to do everything that we need to do. If, Fridays we're closed for walk-ins, but if it works better, just call it to make an appointment. Same, if you can't meet before 3, just call us and we can set something up for 3:30 or 4 o'clock. What to bring, we need a valid ID or license. We need a birth certificate or social security card. That's basically your right to work docs. So since we are helping you gain employment and that employer is going to need your I-9 docs, that's why we request that at the time of intake. If you have any employment in the last 6 months from the day you come in, we're going to need those pay stubs as well. And if you're receiving any public assistance, we're going to need a verification letter. For more information, you're more than welcome to check out our website. Come into Eureka, come into our Weed location. We're more than happy to talk to you. Again, this is only a 20-30 minute presentation. If you feel like you're not qualifying for some of these programs, come talk to us. We will do the rest of the work. If you have somebody like Christine who's working with the public, if you're an employer who you think you might have a good candidate for a position, please reach out to us. We will do the rest of the work as to how to qualify them as best as we can. We also are active on social media. This is where we post our job fairs, anything new going on in different job positions. Has anybody here heard of North State Jobs? I love talking about this. Okay, cool. So North State Jobs is basically Indeed, but for Northern California. Basically Sacramento North. SMART posts jobs for our 4 counties, Del Norte, Siskiyou, Trinity, and Shasta. So you can go to North State Jobs. Here's the QR code. So if you got your phone out and did the camera, it'll scan that and give you a little link. So you press on that and it takes you there. You can put in Siskiyou County, you can put in Redding, you can put in Weed, and it'll only give you jobs for what you put in. We have all experienced looking up jobs on Indeed, especially in Siskiyou County, and you're getting jobs for like Bend, Oregon, or Washington that doesn't even offer work from home. So that's why I love North State Jobs. We post it on the behalf of the employers, so you know it's trustworthy as well. Also, for the behalf of the employers, it also increases their visibility as well. That is all I have. I probably
No, you did good.
went through that pretty fast.
Since you have some time, you can talk about it.
Oh, cool. So we have some flyers here. These 2 on this side kind of just outline a little bit of what was talked about here. One is in Spanish, one is in English, and our middle is our business services. So kind of that slide that had the tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. If you know anybody who owns a business, we really want to continue investing in our small businesses in our community. Please have them reach out to us and see how we can help them and the long-term goal is to help our communities thrive. So this is Audley's contact information. She is located in Weed at College of the Siskiyous in the library building. This is my contact info, and I am co-located with the Goodwill Good Works program in Erika.
So you have 10 minutes left. I feel like we could do Q&A for Erika right now. If anyone had any questions for Erika about the program.
You will be offering counseling from your offices, is what I understand. And I want to make sure that
Career counseling?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have a few different career assessments. There's one called the ONET. It's actually really cool. I'm not going to nerd out right here. But we do, we definitely help people, explore the careers that they want. One thing that I really love about SMART is that if I have somebody come in who's like, I really need a job, and this is what I want to do, I'm not going to send them the same 3 jobs at McDonald's just because it's a job opening. It's really my job to help them find a career that is going to help them be excited to get up in the morning and go to work, and be something that either they know is a stepping stone, or something that they're definitely interested in pursuing and staying long term.
So with the Scott Valley Family Resource Center on the 3rd Friday of the month.
Is it the 4th Friday?
The 4th Friday, whatever she says, the 4th Friday of the month. She will be at the Resource Center in the afternoons, and Fridays is when our center is closed. So if you come in to meet with Erika on a Friday, it's very confidential, it's quiet, there's no interruptions, and she will be there from,
I think it's like 2 o'clock to 4:15. And that's just starting out. So one thing, I was born and raised in Siskiyou County in Tule Lake, and I totally understand what it feels like to be the forgotten town. You don't get a lot of services. People don't come out to do outreach over there. So that's why we partnered up with the Scott Valley Family Resource Center to really help people in the valley, also in the basin over there, get services. You don't know what you don't know. So we're really here to just help people in the capacity that they want me to be involved in. I'm not pushing my services onto anybody. I tell people all the time, I'm not going to tell you what to do. I can only tell you what I know. Every 4th Friday, I will be at the Scott Valley Resource Center.
Fourth Friday.
Oh, yes. To get help with interview, resume, cover letter, to come in and do intakes. Once we pick up and we have more participation and engagement, we're more than willing to lengthen the time that I'm there.
So this Friday, she will be at the Resource Center, and at the same time, we were going to kind of do a little meet and greet open house, so you can walk around the center, and then if she's meeting with someone, you'll have the ability to kind of check out what's going on at the Resource Center, and then when she's available, sit down and talk with her privately.
Absolutely. Christine also offered a meeting space for us to meet virtually. As winter is coming, sometimes the pass isn't safe enough to drive over the mountain. I'm more than comfortable and willing and able to meet people virtually as well, even if they want to do it from home.
Any other questions about her services?
Do you have any connections with the high school so that when they're getting out of high school that they, or the job opportunity things that the high school does for spouse going to college and things like that? Do you ever attend those type of things?
Yeah, great question, Eric. So we were actually at the CTE night in Eureka last Monday. We've actually done a presentation with Scott Valley High School. No, it was the one right next door. Scott River, yes. We were at Scott River, thank you. We've also done presentations with Upward Bound at the COS program. We've met with the foster and homeless coordinators for the Department of Education in Siskiyou. No, the Siskiyou Office of Education with Eureka High School. So we are trying to get more into the schools to provide that option for those where higher education either isn't an opportunity right now, they're not interested right now, and how we can help them be successful in the labor market.
Did I hear you actually say that there was like 1,400 different job classifications, or did I hear that?
14 pages.
14.
Yeah. It's a long Excel. Yeah, so if you go to the website, the ETPL, you can type in accounting, and it'll tell you all locations, like approved training locations. So if you typed in firefighter or even typed in College of the Siskiyous, it'll give you the list of approved training programs at College of the Siskiyous or approved training programs for firefighting. And there's a whole bunch on there.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So what I'm getting is, you basically focus on young people. You know.
No, not at all. We have one program that is focused on our young adults, but we also have an adult, which is 18 plus, anybody looking for 35 hours a week. We have our dislocated worker, which is basically anybody 18 plus who is on unemployment, exhausted unemployment, was affected by a massive layoff. There's like 4 different ways to categorize the DW. Those are just our most 2 common. We have a English learner program. We have quite a few different grants. We're not only just focused on youth.
Any other questions?
Do you have an upcoming job fair?
I believe we're trying to get one in Siskiyou in the spring. I know the one in Shasta, they were planning for quite some time.
Any other questions? So she has flyers up here, again, Spanish, English, and then a list of all the business services if you guys want to take one of these, and her business card up here.
Awesome.
Thank you. Do you need to set up Leslie? Okay. All right. Our next speaker is going to be Leslie Tharp from the Scott Valley Libraries. While she's getting set up, last speaker series we did high cap and Medicare, and there were some questions that we had during the presentation about avoiding the Medicare scams. And so I brought today a list on how not to get scammed when people call you. And also in here it's Medicare open enrollment and the days that you can schedule a interview at the center, at the Scott Valley Family Resource Center if you want to do it in person, or you can call the office and they can do it over the phone. And this includes reviewing your current Medicare to make sure you're in the right program for Siskiyou County. The Medicare Advantage program doesn't work here in the county, so a lot of people are signed up with the wrong program, and then this will be your opportunity to review your prescription coverage. If you don't need to do any of those 2 things, I encourage you to call to make sure that no fraud is being committed on your Medicare. Because what she told us in the last series was if someone uses your Medicare to get crutches or some device that you need, you only get it one time. And so we already know of a few people here in the county who've been frauded out of some of their benefits. So I encourage you to grab a flyer on your way out if it's not for you, a neighbor, friend, relative. I'm going to hand it over to Leslie.
Good evening, and thank you for having me, everyone. I'm Leslie Tharp, and I'm with the I'm with the Scott Valley Libraries. I'm employed by the Friends of the Library in Fort Jones and in Etna. And I'm really happy to be here tonight. We have new programs that I want to share with you. Tonight we're going to go through the catalog online. So a couple things about the Siskiyou County Library. There are 12 branches, and not everybody really knows that we were all connected. So when you check out a book from Mount Shasta, you can return it in Tule Lake. It goes to the same system. So that's something that people weren't aware of that we just kind of discovered, which was really, really an interesting kind of a thing. And so we want to make sure that everybody understands that we are connected by the Erika branch, which is our main branch, and they are hardworking people over there keeping us straightened out and all the books circulating correctly. But the libraries aren't just books anymore. We have a huge online presence and an online things that we offer. I'm sorry, I'm losing my words.
Sorry.
And I wanted to show you a little bit about that. So if you can see on the screen here that's black, we have a catalog online that you can access. And there we go. That's awesome.
Microphone maybe? This maybe? It might be.
Okay, so the Siskiyou County Library has a website. You just go on Siskiyou County Library, you bring it up. You have access to our catalog, which has all of our media, books, audio books. We have many, many offerings now. A lot of people don't know that you can access movies also and concerts. So we have a couple more offerings through our libraries. The first one being a new one called the Palace Project. Let me see. Here we go. And it is going to be taking over the Cloud Library. Previously, we had Cloud Library, and you were able to get online books with it. Now we are using the Palace Project, also known as Blackstone. There was a little bit of confusion that I was talking about two different things, but they are indeed the same thing. So what you do is you go to that, you can access it through an app, and it has lots of different offerings. So that's accessible through our county library website. If you have kids and you're doing homeschool, we have Britannica School, and it is appropriate for elementary, middle, and high schoolers. It is a verified site. We don't need to wonder if the things are true about it. We're always talking about valid resources in libraries. We're teaching the kids about those in the elementary schools. And just as Erika was saying, that they are somebody that you can trust, that they have verified their information, and you can go to their dependable resource. The library and Britannica is a very good, dependable resource. You're not looking at Wikipedia where people can change things. So it's very important to understand the difference between those two. The other, some other offerings that we have is Canopy videos, and those are pretty new. And what you do is, Canopy is a movie website. So all you have to do is log in to Canopy with your library card. You have free movie access. So, which is really great for people. We have DVDs at the libraries at all the branches that you can check out. But if you're an online person and you don't live downriver where the internet is spotty, then you're able to access Canopy, which is really great. The other new thing that we have, which is really super cool, is Quello concerts. And those are really cool because if you want to watch, let's see if it's going to let me. If you sign in, you can see here some of the offerings: Fleetwood Mac, U2, Aerosmith, Queen. You can also watch live music. Say if you like a song of a person, you can watch that live performance. So it's just another thing that's pretty neat to do and have along with your library card. So I wanted to point those out. We have, in addition to our new things that we offer, we have some staples. Library author talks are in effect And the Siskiyou County Library has upcoming authors that you can listen to. So we have YA authors, we have adult authors. You just log in and register for it, and you have live question and answer, or you can watch it recorded also. So that's pretty cool. And a lot of people don't know that these exist. That's why I really wanted to take the time to talk about our online offerings, because the library is just not checking in and out books anymore. We're a resource that has value, and I think that people just forget to check us out, literally. So we have student tutoring. We have also resources if you need to get your GED. We have a literacy program available. You have access to local newspapers and the very popular zip book program, which you can also order a book, have it shipped to your house, and read it for free. So as long as it meets the criteria, it's under, I think, $35, not older or not newer than 3 years or older. You can request it being ordered, and they'll have it shipped to your house. The caveat with that is you want to make sure that when you return it to the library that you tell them that it's a zip book, so you don't get charged the full amount for the library book, so that they had sent to your house. So make sure that you tell your librarian that you're giving it to. It is a zip book and that I am returning it, so you're not charged for that. And they don't think somebody just dropped a donated book in the book drop, because that has happened. There is a lot of other things that are available. We have an online law library. It's not going to let me right now, but if you're an attorney or you're retired, if you don't have the time to go into the main library branch, which has older books that might not have updated case law, you can always go online with your library card, get access to Westlaw, and have the updated things. So that's a really great resource that people might not know about. I think that I am just a few minutes shy, or am I time? Is my time up?
Nope, you got a couple minutes.
I do have a couple minutes. That's fantastic. Okay. What else do I want to tell you about? Zip books literacy. The thing that people don't know that we have is a Parks Pass. So we have a California Parks Pass available that is through the California State Library and works with the Forestry Service, and you can get into over 200 state parks in California, which is really cool, for free. 1 carload up to 9 people for free. So if you go to Bernie Falls and you want to hike Castle Crags, it does not cost you to go there, which is really cool. And that program will be through December, I believe. And if I've misspoke, I am sure somebody will tell me from the main library tomorrow. So that came back. We lost that funding for a while, and then it was back. It was really great. We've had people take advantage of it. It's just something that we don't have advertised a lot, and I think it's really cool that people should know about that and take advantage of it. So it's to promote outdoors and make sure that everybody has access to our state parks, which is really, really important. I think that might be all. Oh, no, hold on one moment. I have one more thing to show you if it's going to come up for me. NOLO. So this is a part of the law library, and so that also can be connected with Westlaw. Okay, so you have access. So I left that part out. Our libraries are funded through donations and through our Vestal account, our Vestal
County Library Vestal Foundation.
Thank you for the words. Siskiyou County Vestal Foundation, and we rely on those to keep our counties running, or to our libraries running in our county. And if you need more information, please look up that information on the library website, or come into the libraries and we can give you more information on that. Thank you very much.